Joe, Kirby Smart got a massive extension today. Actually, it's only a 2-year extension, but it's a fully 10-year. And what's being reported, I don't know if this is 100% true, but I'm just seeing this being reported at the current moment, $130 million over 10 years. Highest paid coach in the country, says ESPN, 130 of it fully guaranteed. Your thoughts?
He is the only coach in the country that deserves something like this. And he actually, before he got this raise, there were a couple of guys ahead of him. And as soon as we knew that Kalen DeBoer was going to be at the top, we knew that Steve Sarkisian and Mike Norvell were getting boosted contracts, and where he stood around Lincoln Riley and Dabo Swinney, we knew that this was coming. We knew eventually that Kirby Smart was not going to be hanging out underneath the $13 million mark for long. He becomes the highest paid coach by a pretty big margin. The commitment long-term to him is deserved. And I think that if you want to remove any potential doubt that an NFL team is going to come calling to tickle any interest that he has in trying to pursue professional football, you got to remove that doubt. You got to make it as hard as possible for him to have to leave and to go to the NFL. I think that this is a smart move, which sounds even idiotic to even have to state, but he's the only coach in college football that deserves it, and I don't think anyone would debate that.
Why am I just kind of like meh?
Because because it's not surprising, It's like, okay, like when Jimbo got his extension, we were like, really?
Oh, correct. But I just feel like this is just like, all right, makes sense. All right, let's move on. You're right. I'm going to make this show come for full circle. You ready? It's funny that we've had this DeLeone situation the entire week, and then Kirby Smart, the best head coach of all time, or of all time, of the current head coaches in college football, he gets a $130 million extension, and then you got this going on with DeLeone.
I know, it's the dichotomy of of two completely different situations. We spend all this time talking about Colorado and the nutty situation, all the negativity that comes out of that situation that we constantly see. And Kirby Smart's contract is going to get 10 minutes of pub, 10 minutes of recognition. Yeah, but he's not a public person. He doesn't get any of the, it's just not as
what's funny? What's funny? You and I, remember we had the conversation about all the dudes getting arrested and if it was a problem. Imagine the conversation that we're having now with DeLeone versus Kirby and how these are so vastly different. And Kirby got more shit for players being arrested than what DeLeone's getting, calling kids out for quote unquote sucking.
It's a good point.
I mean, and remember when all the kids, now again, what happened in the wreck with Jordan Davis and all that, that's not what I'm talking about. We acknowledge that, just so everybody
it's just the one-off dumb DUIs that had happened.
Well, not even the DUIs. Remember, they were reporting on guys getting speeding tickets. Remember, when it all came down to a breaking point, it was the report from The Athletic. Another Georgia player given a citation. He was fucking speeding? We're making this a big deal because the dude's speeding? I mean,
you're right.
Dude, how crazy. A year ago today, we're talking about, another Georgia player got arrested for speeding. Going too fast.
Not even arrested. He just got pulled over.
Pulled over and given a citation. And everybody, remember, it was the talk of the offseason. Oh, Georgia might not be able to repeat. Hold on. They might not be able to repeat because all of his players are getting arrested. Meanwhile, everybody out here defending DeLeone's ass. I mean,
it's unbelievable.
It's so stupid. Oh, my God. All right. Joe, can I tell – I honestly believe this sometimes. Mm-hmm. The world is so stupid when it comes to college football. Sometimes I feel like I'm living in a simulation.
Because too often people not associated with it try to commentate on it.
I feel like I'm Neo from the Matrix. I feel like I should take red pill? Okay. Take the red pill or blue pill, whatever it was, and come back to the reality.
Well, here we are. We're back to reality. BetOnline remains your top spot for all of your live betting action and contests. NFL, college football, UFC, NHL are all in full swing. BetOnline is your number one source for wagering news, odds, trends, and predictions with both desktop and mobile access at any time. Head to BetOnline today and use promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, for 50% off your first deposit. That is a 50% welcome bonus. BetOnline, where the game starts.